Hi guys, Liz Truss is back, or well, maybe she didn't really go away. Now, she appeared on the Ben Shapiro Show, a right-wing podcast, where she was of course blaming everyone else for her own downfall, never taking responsibility for it herself like a typical Tory. Now, she was also talking about immigration, which is too high according to her and needs to come down, and also that British people need to have more children, which is a little bit ironic. Have a listen to this.
You just have to say no to more immigration. And that means taking on the Treasury and the Bank of England, because those are the people pursuing the high migration policies, because they're saying the only way we're going to keep Britain afloat is not by Britons having more children, which is obviously what we should be doing. It's actually by importing more migrants, and those people have to be taken on.
Taken on, okay. First of all, why is Liz Truss always given this platform? Why does anyone want to hear what she has to say? She's a failure. A failure as an MP, a failure as a Prime Minister, a failure at everything she does. Why would anyone want to listen to what she has to say? I'm responding to this because, unfortunately, she's been given a platform by people, and I feel the need that I need to push back. Now, she talked about two things, as we heard, immigration and people having more kids. So let's start with immigration. Post-Brexit, something that she was against before she became a huge supporter of, has made it more difficult for businesses to access the workers they need. Now, when the population is declining, businesses, if they want to stay afloat, if the economy wants to stay afloat, it needs workers from somewhere. And if you can't find them in the local area, you go further afield. And if you can't find them at the national level, you have to bring people in from abroad. That's the reality of a modern economy. It's not that the Treasury and the Bank of England are pushing this. They're understanding the reality of this. If we want to have a workforce and we can't find it in the country, then we need to bring people in from other places. That's the reality of the situation. We need an active workforce paying the pensions of people who are drawing those pensions at the moment. That's the reality. Liz Truss has a difficulty with reality, but that's the reality. And the Bank of England understand, and the Treasury understand, we need workers. If British people can't do these jobs or don't want to do these jobs, then we need to bring people in from abroad. Cutting immigration would cut the legs from under you. Now, I don't know if Liz Truss is too dim to understand that, or she's pretending. Either way, she shouldn't be interviewed about these things. Now, the other point, of course, is British people need to have more children. Okay, why are British people not having more children? Well, one reason, there are a number of reasons, but one reason is the cost of living crisis and being able to afford a home. Now, Liz Truss, along with Kwasi Kwarteng, implemented something you may not have heard of called the mini budget, which drove up the price of mortgages, made mortgages more expensive. So people who already had a house, it became more expensive for them. And people who didn't have a house, it became impossible for them in some cases. And some people who are renting saw their rents go up because their landlord had a mortgage and was passing the cost on to them. So Liz Truss is saying British people need to have more children, ignoring the reality that many people are not having them because they can't afford them because of the cost of living, and many people are not having them because they're unsure about their future. Will I be able to afford a house? Many people have given up, especially the younger generation, the ones who normally have children, have given up on the idea of owning their own home, and connected to that, the idea of having children. You know, Liz Truss did not help people have children. She did the opposite. She made it more difficult with her mini budget. Now, has she come out and apologized? Of course not. Has she admitted her failures? Of course not. She said it was somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And unfortunately, she's once again given a platform where she's unchallenged to spew this rubbish. Liz Truss, honestly, should disappear politically, of course. She should go away. She has nothing of value to add to any conversation, unless it's how not to run a government, how not to be Prime Minister. But for some reason, right-wing podcasters, right-wing commentators want to hear more and more from Liz Truss. Perhaps it's because she's speaking their language. And I think it's all now a bit of a grift. I don't actually know what Liz Truss truly believes. She used to be a Liberal Democrat. Then she became a Tory. Then she was a Remainer. She wanted the UK to stay in the European Union. Then she became a Brexiteer. She used to be somewhat moderate. Now she's a right-wing lunatic, spewing all sorts of conspiracy theories. So what does she actually believe? Does she actually believe anything? Or is it just, I'll say whatever the people opposite me who are paying me, I'll say whatever they want to hear. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.